Welcome back, everybody, to another fun video. Today we have some Blade and Sorcery news that is about to change literally Blade and Sorcery as we know it in the most insane way possible. But before I dive into it, please subscribe. It's a baby channel. I want to grow it to be something beautiful. Can't do it without your help. Quick update. 2 months ago, the Baron brought some cool news. If you guys don't know this, you can find it on the Blade and Sorcery Nomad MetaQuest website under like news and stuff. But they're working on their next game. It's not Blade and Sorcery 2. It's shaping out to be cool. Over a year has passed, gotten 7 post 1.0 patches. If you're a follower of the studio, you will know that Warp Frog has a terrible condition called scopritis. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Where we literally cannot leave things alone or follow our own production plans. I love it. Therefore, I'm here to announce the upcoming Beheath updates. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of this right. Feel free to flame me in the comments or in the Discord server. Beheath is the name of planet that Blade and Sorcery takes place on. You're going to get 4 free content updates that expand on the other nations: Rakta, Centaura, Kharchib, and Maladu. Rakta, we're just going to go through it real quick. There's another article I want to show you. This is not the main article. So, just so you know, it's just going to be weapons, armor, and like a few things here and there. They're not going to be making whole new towns, dungeons. Kind of a bummer. But, yeah. Iridian is the main. Radika are inspired by East Asian cultures. Centaura is pirates. Maladu is African and Inuit. So, they all have their own themes. They're all going to have their own weapons. If you guys want me to do a full video on this, let me know. But there's an article that released 6 hours ago. The Rakta updates. This was 2 months ago. This was 6 hours ago. Hello mates, Baron here today, and I will be showing you what is to come in the first of the free Beheath updates, the Rakta update. As mentioned in other news, the Beheath updates are a series of free content updates from now until the end of 2026, adding lore, canon, weapons, armor, and some small features to the sandbox and Crystal Hunt game modes. For this update, the focus was Rakta. It's I don't know how to pronounce that, again, flame me, of East Asian cultures. So this was design inspiration for the team. Now let's get to what's included. Let's get cut right to the chase. You knew it was destined to happen. You know it. You love it. How could it not be there? The classic katana! Oh my god, that looks awesome. It's interesting they're putting, like, weapons in these updates, because basically you can play with any weapon that has, like, a folder or anything like that. So, after dozens of mods, you can finally say the katana is officially canon in the universe of Blade and Sorcery. That looks really cool. I cannot wait to run people through. Next, for some thrown weapon variety, one of the featured weapons being added are throwing shurikens. I like that. You may have noticed a limitation in Blade and Sorcery where throwing weapons feel a lot more like pushing away with telekinesis versus how you might expect a thrown weapon to work in real life. This was always just a limitation with the way physics work in the game, so thrown weapons in Blade and Sorcery kind of a shot forward like a Magneto pushing a dagger rather than a spinning like a throwing axe. However, with a bit of dev trickery, the shuriken is different in that it will actually throw and actually spin. It is also designed to be as little finicky as possible so that the blade actually penetrates and doesn't just bounce off enemies. In smaller one-handed weapons, the team added some dagger-like Sai and Kama inspired weapons. You're about to become Raphael from Ninja Turtles. That's fun. The comma is particularly useful for blade and sorcery, as curved weapons is not something we can generally add due to the complexities of colliders, which really makes sense. Scary, actually. Meanwhile, in terms of large weapons, the team went for a Kenbo design to add a nice meaty blunt weapon into the game. Quick backstory on this weapon: there used to be one in the medieval mega pack. I made like a 3-hour video on it like a year and a half ago. Like my most popular VR video. But there was a weapon in there. I know that I highlighted it in that video, that you could just pick it up and slam enemies into the wall. It was beautiful. So this is going to bring some of that back, some of that feeling. For polar arms, the inspiration was a guando type glaive. That's fun. You can like spin it around, have fun with it. The team also took inspiration from more interesting weapon designs. Check out the unusual Jamfado inspired weapon. That's fun. It's like a half katana, I don't know. Finally, with the Rahik being highly magical warriors, we wanted to add something a bit interesting for the magical category. The team came up with a cool concept for the Rahik staff, which is a dual crystal bow staff capable of being imbued on both ends to wreak absolute havoc. That looks really cool. You can fire each end independently and even mix match elements. That's cool. I really like that. Armor, as well as weapons, there will be brand new Rahik-like armor to go with the Rahik update. Unfortunately, I don't have any previews that will show you the final product. It is still under development, but I should have something ready for the next news. Stay tuned. Achievements, what? Now for a little surprise feature. Achievements will be added to the Rahik update. As opposed to the typical grind to unlock or just play the game type of achievements, we tried to do something a bit more engaging with ours and turned part of it into a little scavenger hunt of sorts. You'll have a few collect all XYZ type unlocks, but for most of our achievements, we've made them more Easter eggy. Players will not know the secret conditions of the unlocks, so you'll just have to play around and experiment to try and uncover the hidden things to discover them. We've set the conditions to be things that Blade and Sorcery fans will have an edge in knowing, either because they're long-running community gags, or they're just classic Blade and Sorcery Easter eggs. Can you find them all? Scripting. Now to save the most craziest news for last. Many of you know that Nomad mods have always been much more limited than PC VR mods, due to the inability for modders to add their own code on Nomad. This meant the most advanced mods are locked in PC VR. To try and address this, a few years back we introduced scripting, which was a way, a bit really messy and complicated, to let modders add more advanced mods to Nomad. This is how I think we got most of the Nomad Rim. Thank you, Pizza Chicken Nugget. You're amazing. The result was decent, but never quite perfect, and there were still some hard limitations for modders to port their mods, which brings us to today. We have discovered a massively improved tech option for us that has blown the lid right off scripting. Warpfrog has secretly been working with modders to do tests, and so far the feedback from modders is outstandingly optimistic. Genix, Bread, Hujoner, Silk, Chopster, these are all fantastic. Linica feels like just collected the last Infinity Stone. Hella big upgrade. Dictionary of dictionaries that definitely would not have worked in Nomad XD. The first test with all my ported mods. Stability exceptional, it just doesn't crash. I went and tested every PC spell without assets and they worked. I tried more slots, no success, but 99% of the mods actually worked. I hate that this is now very possible. Arcana Crystallic Vitality. Did hell freeze over? Quest framework works. The new way actually doesn't crash on error and gives exceptional logs. So yeah, holy game changing. You may be thinking this sounds neat, but how crazy is it for modding really? This crazy. Oh, we have a link. That's PC VR modder multiplayer mod. What? No, you're shitting me. Hold on. We'll continue reading in a second. Okay. Hold on a second. Settings. 1080p. Hopefully I make it better. Oh my god. This is not real. This is nuts. Absolutely insane. That is multiplayer in Nomad. That's insane. Also, don't judge my music. I like Costco hot dogs. That's PC VR modder Adamantium's multiplayer mod running in Nomad with crossplay. This is sheer madness. Just to clarify, so it is crystal clear, this mod is not released on Nomad by Adamantium right now, so please don't harass him about that. Our dev Wooly made the changes to his mod as proof of port, and it shockingly worked. So Adamantium gave his blessing to show it in this news as an example of what crazy things can be capable for Nomad modding right now. Or now. Not right now. New scripting mods could be brand new spells, skill trees integrated into Crystal Hunt, or even advanced behaviors like horse riding. This will surely be a modding renaissance for Nomad. This news is so huge that I'm going to be doing a special news in the coming days to talk about scripting, and I will demo lots of different amazing scripting mods that modders have been testing and porting in secret. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Our team is still bug fixing the update, and despite the appearance that it might nearly be ready, in some reality, some of the weapons still have big issues, like collider issues and phasings due to their thin design. As such, we are really reluctant to give a solid release date because you never know how smoothly or not smoothly bug fixing will go. That said, we feel okay about giving a ballpark for now, and that ballpark is for an October release. That's actually a lot sooner than I thought. I was expecting December. I will be able to confirm an exact date the closer we get to release. That's all for Rakta news, folks, today. Wow, guys. That's so cool. Nugget, we expect big things from you, good sir. And if you do not give us big things, I will contact Hujana. He probably won't respond. And I will say, slap this Nugget on the face. Give us big things. I want Nugget. When scripting comes out, I want triple crystals, light, dark, and like Mandalorian skill trees. So like integrate flipping with like Jedi stuff. Force lightning for Sith. Force push and heal for Jedi. I want these things in a custom Nomad like campaign, Mr. Nugget. And actually, maybe make it so that lightsabers come in pieces and we can build our own. And we have to buy those in the shop to build our own lightsaber. I don't know. Just an idea. But hit that like button, guys. Please subscribe. This is still a baby channel who wants to grow big and strong. And I can't do it without you guys' help. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all later. Message me on the server if you have any questions.